in a case this House still wants to introduce the PR system when there are constituencies and when the date of elections has been announced, this House needs to have another constitutional instrument for the amendment of Section 38.
Nobody is introducing PR. PR is part of the constitutional body of Sierra Leone.
Naso Ebin Tanlek na the well of Parliament Thursday, July 14, 2022, where the debate for the Public Elections Bill all water good fasten as APC MP them when not being grieved for debate this bill carry on for debate and different MP them debate this bill with different strong points them either for support them or for go against them, and the two main political parties them at the Salon Parliament when are the APC and SLPP try for use them best debater them for do this. So inside this report, Gbla TV Online go focus on Honorable Abdul Kargbo, where they represent constituency 077 na Lunge under the APC, and Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conteh, where they represent constituency 132 na Lomley under SLPP.
Mr. Speaker, I particularly reference this clause 86.1 because in the first place, a colleague in this House, Honorable Conteh, suffered as a result of vote cancellation out of violence when this law was not effected. Meaning, ECSL or NEC exercised their discretion on a subject matter that was never passed in this House.
As you hear, Honorable Abdul Kargbo starts in debate for condemn Tranga 1, clause 86.1 of the Public Elections Bill, where say if Kuskas happen at any polling station, the term within the count and this affects the counting process bad one, then for cancel the vote them at that particular station day, and then for conduct other election if the result at that station day go affect the entire result for the election.
It has never been part of the laws of this country. But we also, when the votes in constituency 110 were cancelled and a rerun was conducted in that very constituency. So meaning they are bringing the law now to legitimize what they illegally did in constituency 110. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have always said the primary function of the police is to protect lives and property. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, if the police cannot protect the votes of ordinary citizens to the extent that ECSL is coming with a law that suggests that where there are violence, elections must be cancelled, then I want to suggest we ask political parties to protect their own votes.
But Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conteh no agree with them and can inside Tranga 1 for defend this clause.
Because we have seen civilized nation, we have seen people in civilized nation do things that we don't expect of them. We also anticipate that people that we work with, people that we stay with, people that are around us are also capable of doing things that we don't expect. That is why we want to ensure that in clause 86.1 we maintain the phrase which significantly disrupts the election. It's not violence alone. Violence is part of an electionary process. We have to accept it.
No, it should not be.
Mr. Speaker, I am saying this.
No. The law eschews violence. The law eschews violence. The law of the Constitution and every law that I know does not encourage violence. So don't say that.
As you hear, just for try for defend this clause. We talk about for council vote them because of violence or kuskas. Honorable Tawa Conteh agree say violence na part of election process and we for accept them so. But the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Dr. Abbas Chernobundo, no agree for make even Honorable Tawa Conteh end this open statement. And it not been clear if Honorable Tawa Conteh really mean waiting a talk or the statement just slip on in mouth until we carry on for taking time for defend this point back.
So when I say violence is part of the body of the election, I'm not saying violence should form the beginning and the end of the elections up to county. No, I am saying the anticipation by this government that the body of a human being itself is conflict. That is why we are saying significantly disrupts election. I don't see any reason why our colleagues, our friends should be jittery.
Well, that may be the language of philosophers, but for the language of the law eschews violence.
I take it, Mr. Speaker. I take it, Mr. Speaker. So I don't see any reason why cancellation for violence should create and send shock in the spine of any civilized Sierra Leonean that means well for this country. If I mean well for this country, you cancel my result because of violence, so be it. So it means I am not going to raise dogs to attack any police station.
Same way so, Honorable Abdul Kargbo condemn clause 24(1) and other sub-clause them. We talk about waiting for make person qualify for register for vote inside election. And one of them, now forget the National Identification Number, NIN. And according to Honorable Abdul Kargbo, the NIN not a part of the Salon Constitution as qualification for make person register for votes.
Section 31 of our Constitution is very clear that there are 3 criteria for you to be registered. 1, you must be a citizen. 2, you must be 18 years or above, and you must be of sound mind. Mr. Speaker, no law in our Constitution says you must have NIN number before you are registered. Whenever we want to introduce any law that is at variance with the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, we know that it is reasonable to change the Constitution without going through the due process. We all know that in the database of NTRA, they only have 1.5 people who are registered with them in a country of over 7 million people. In a country of over 7 million citizens. So, Mr. Speaker, we will be depriving well over 5 million people from participating in the exercise if NIN becomes a compulsory requirement for registration.
But Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conteh no agree that this bill introduced the NIN, as he say this be done the part of the Salon law before now.
Mr. Speaker, honorable member, let me also correct this. That the NCRA database does not have 1.5 million Sierra Leoneans. It has over 6 million Sierra Leoneans, representing 90% plus of the country. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the essence for which the National Civil Registration was established is to ensure that the threshold for justifying citizenship in Sierra Leone is progressive and it is sustained. So the inclusion of NIN number as a requirement in the voter register is by no means abrogating or undermining the 3 specific provisions under Section 31. Because if you go to the Public Elections Act, if you go to Section 13, you will see a list of other requirements that were included. And those requirements are not in Section 31 of the Constitution. But because Section 33 of the Constitution gives NEC the mandate to bring out statutory instruments for registration of citizens, Mr. Speaker, it is but fitting that the inclusion of a national identification number that is established under an Act of Parliament, the Act is the creature of the Constitution, be included as a means to justify the validity of every citizen that is included in the voter register.
For Salon Parliament, I on Gbla TV Online, Mina Abdulai Gbla, the report.